Once upon a time, there was a TV show about two brothers. Sure, the writing could be cringe once in a while, the effects were sometimes pretty cheesy, but when it was good, it was very good, and it had a lot of heart that charmed many. Most importantly, they never gave up, they kept trying week after week. Of the fans it steadily made, it wasn't enough to merely watch the show. They had to talk about it with others, to celebrate the highs and bitch about the lows. They made silly videos about the show using toys, and memes about it with gifs and motivationals and captions until not a frame of film was untouched. But the craziest part of all was that more fans kept joining them in their little celebrations, laughing and crying and shouting along. Then one day there was nothing left to say but thank you.
It's impossible to find the words to sum up what Supernatural has meant to me. The impact it's had on my life over the years. Jared, Jensen, Misha, the cast and crew didn't just deliver entertainment week after week. They built a community for us. They brought messages of love, acceptance, endurance, and family into our lives week after week, and that's really what the legacy of Supernatural will be. For that, I can only say thank you. As a writer at the Winchester Family Business for all these years, it's been so much fun to be a part of the SPN family week after week. Thank you to every reader, every discussion, and every speculation. It made this journey that much more remarkable.
Thank you, Supernatural, for teaching us that no matter the odds, if we keep fighting, we can win. Even if it feels like we're just chipping away at a concrete wall. Thank you for loving us and appreciating us. We love you.
I found Supernatural in 2014 and was captivated by these characters, the intensity of their bond, and the drama of their story. Then I found the Winchester Family Business, where I could discuss plot and dialogue and motivation and theme and share my joy in the show with others who loved it as well. Thank you to the creators and to everyone who joined in. When I felt most rejected, it gave me a place to belong.
It's only been a few days since we had to say goodbye to Sam and Dean, so I'm still too raw to express how much Supernatural means to me. That by itself is a testament to the connection Supernatural has with the people who have been blessed to share in its messages of faith in family, the power of unwavering love, and always finding a way to keep going no matter how scared or defeated you feel. I've dedicated nearly every day of the last 8 years to sharing those messages with our Supernatural family and with you, my WFB family, because we all need help once in a while believing in endless hope and courage. Thank you for your support, encouragement, and for creating a safe place for all of us to travel life's back roads together. As Sam said, we are home, because nothing ever really ends, does it?
I cannot thank you all enough for all the support you have given the Winchester Family Business in these last 12 years. Back in early 2008, when I wrote an article about a little-known TV show I discovered while channel flipping, Supernatural, I had no idea how enthusiastically fans would embrace my thoughts about this show. I had no idea that my decision to build a website where fans could discuss the show in depth would tap into the extraordinary energy of the fandom that were breaking barriers by promoting Supernatural when the network wouldn't. The SPN family inspired the writing team so much that they were acknowledged in storylines starting in the 4th season. The growth of Twitter and Facebook allowed cast and fans to interact, and this online bonding blossomed into a family like none other. The fans even got a huge acknowledgement in the finale, something unheard of in television. I'm proud that the Winchester Family Business could play a role in all these years in showcasing the fan perspective and digging into the impact of the show that has had on our lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all for everything.
They say there are only 3 types of stories, but there's only 2 types of endings. The first type we might call the adventure goes on. The second type, let's call the finality type. Swan Song gave Supernatural an adventure goes on type of ending. So there was nowhere else for Carry On to go but to do the finality type of ending. I joked about on Twitter that this last episode had so much continuity, so many callbacks in it, that there was none left for the rest of the season. And that is a success for an ending. An acknowledgement where the adventure began and the journey that it took from that moment to this one. I don't know if I would have picked vampires for Dean to go out on, but it was a great touch to have one of the survivors of their first vampire story to return here for the last one. Maybe there are a few things I would have done differently in the style, but there was no real faults in the execution. As a story and in canon, there were no flaws there. I think they did pretty good. Our Wayward Sons, they were finally done. And they had earned their piece. So, thank you. Thank you, Jared and Jensen, Kripke and Gamble and Carver and Dab, all the cast and crew for 15 years of storytelling. You did good. And thank you, every viewer and reader out there. It was fun taking this journey with you all. Even when we disagreed, I wouldn't give up a minute of it, because it's friends and family that make the journey worth it.
No doubt, endings are hard. But then again, nothing ever really ends, does it?
And the 2 brothers lived on in our hearts, happily ever after.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry.